My name is Stephanie Manasseh. I'm originally from Montreal in Canada, and I've been here for 10 years, but left Canada 20 years ago. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about myself, but I want to start off by saying that the phrase that I've been hearing a lot recently is disruptive innovation. You've probably heard it to describe companies like Uber and Airbnb, companies that are doing things differently. Now, I feel honored that people have used that to describe what I do with the Accessible Art Fair. But I'll give you a little bit of background first to describe my parcours, as they say, so you understand why people have said that I'm doing things slightly differently. I grew up in a creative environment in Canada. My parents emigrated in 1968, and they were originally from Morocco, Moroccan Jews. And Moroccan Jews brought fashion to Canada, where fashion didn't exist. People wore polyester in the old days. And the Moroccan Jews essentially brought higher-end fabrics from Europe and fashion, essentially. And my father started a company in the 70s, to bring high-end business wear to women so they can go looking really nice to work. My mother is an artist, and so I grew up in this environment that was very creative. And as you know, in Canada, as in the US, there's this attitude, this very can-do attitude. You can do whatever you put your mind to. If you want to do something, just go for it. And that was the attitude that I grew up with. And it was very positive, and I felt like I was on top of the world. I can achieve anything. And then I decided to move to Europe, where the attitude is slightly different. In '97, I graduated from McGill University, and I set off to Prague in the Czech Republic, where I taught English, as most North Americans do when they arrive in Europe. And I had a wonderful experience, learned a lot about art, and was immersed really in culture and in beauty. And I appreciate my time very much there. I was there for 4 years, and I met my husband. And suddenly I became a trailing spouse. I don't know if you know this term, but it's these women, or sometimes men, who follow their partners around because of their careers. So he was working for the Foreign Office, the UK Foreign Office, and his job took us to Milan. So again, wonderful access to art, innovation, design. And I said, okay, if I'm in such a place, maybe I will introduce my mother's art to the Milanese, to the Italians. So I took some of her works, and I took her portfolio, and I went from gallery to gallery, and I said, here's some art. Can we have an exhibition? Oh, no. That's not how we do things around here. Your mother is an unknown. Never heard of her, never seen her work. Why should we show her work? And I said, well, you know, she's got talent. She's a professional artist. This is what she does. Is there any way we can organize something? No. So the doors were closed repeatedly. There's no way that we can organize a show for an unknown artist that does not have a gallery. So that was quite frustrating, but life continued, and I ended up in sunny Belgium, as I said, 10 years ago. And here again, I said, okay, well, I'll try again, and I'll try and get my mom into galleries, or at least have a show for her somewhere. But the doors were closed. There were certain codes that I was learning the hard way. There were certain codes in the art world that I had to follow, and I wasn't part of it at all. So as I was interested in art, I was going to exhibitions, and I was meeting artists, and what I was hearing over and over was that these young and not so young, emerging as they call them, artists, didn't have anywhere to show their work unless they organized things themselves. So if they were not part of a gallery, there was nowhere for them to go. So I said, but wait, there's a lot of talent out there, but there's nowhere for them to go. So why don't I just do it? Why don't I just organize something for them? So I put together 9 artists that I'd met from different places, and I called it the Accessible Art Fair. Why accessible? Not because it's affordable or cheap, but rather to make these artists accessible to the public, and to make the public accessible to the artists. So I put together 9 artists. We had 1,000 visitors, and they sold, I think we sold 100 pieces that weekend. And I thought, yes, I've done it. And I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it again. And I've done it for 8 years now. And now we generate about 2,000 sales per show. We work with over 100 artists every year. We give them a superb platform in order to sell their work. I work with a marketing team. I work with a PR team. I have fantastic sponsors that follow me, little old me from Canada. I have BMW, I have Montblanc, and I have American Express who want to align their brands, their top-end luxury brands, to mine. And why do they want to do that? Because they want to support the arts and they want to show that they align themselves to artists and the arts. So I have to say that I'm quite pleased with what I've done in your country, and I feel honored to be here. And in fact, it wasn't really a revolution in the art world that I wanted to do, but an evolution. And I hope that you come and you appreciate the art fair as well. Thank you.